Welcome to On Point by Target River, the podcast where strategy meets execution with a little fun. I'm your host, Brian, and each episode will break down what actually works in marketing, sales, and growth so you can stay sharp, focused, and always on point. Let's dive in. The boyhood dream that becomes a reality. So I'm going to take you back in time, even longer than some of my other episodes. Take you all the way back to 1983. A new band has started called New Edition. Their first hit is the song Candy Girl. I became obsessed with New Edition. I owned every album. I've followed every solo career from Bobby Brown to Ralph Tresvant, Johnny Gill, and Belle Biv DeVoe. I can sing every one of their songs, know most of the dance moves. To put it lightly, I'm a super fan. I've seen them live again and again, all over the Western United States and even in St. Lucia. The truth is, I truly am a super fan. But little did I ever imagine that I'd have the opportunity to do what came next. Fast forward in time, it's the spring of 2024. New Edition is doing a residency at the Wynn in Las Vegas. It's a sold-out show. I'm sitting in the crowd, just a fan, no expectations other than 2 hours of pure entertainment from my favorite group. No preparation for what's going to happen next. The biggest moments in life rarely announce themselves in advance. I wish they'd had, because I might have been a little more prepared. Brooks Payne, the amazing choreographer and co-founder of New Edition, scans the crowd. And he asks who's been in the audience a couple of months earlier when they had performed at the Wynn. I, of course, jumped out of my seat in the front row, raised my hand, and screamed, "I was." He looks down at me, puts the mic towards my face, and asks me what my name is and where I'm from. Said, "I'm Brian Epperson, and I'm from right here in Las Vegas." He says, "Well, Brian, here's a microphone. Introduce the group." I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. A dream come true. If you had asked little teenage Brian, who saw Bobby Brown for the first time in the San Diego Sports Arena back in the 80s, that one day I would be introducing my favorite group to a sold-out crowd, I wouldn't have believed it. Opportunity doesn't always knock. Sometimes it points right at you. And that's what happened. I became the instant hype man for my favorite group. I pumped that crowd up. I got thousands of people up on their feet chanting New Edition and getting ready for the concert experience of their life. There was no script. There was no planning. The crowd was going crazy. The curtains opened. The perfect timing. As soon as I finished my announcement, New Edition walked out singing, you guessed it, Candy Girl. That moment worked because it was real. It was aligned and it was perfectly timed. That's what blew me away. It was as if Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, Mike, Ralph, and Johnny and I had planned that moment to synchronize it for the curtains to open and them to walk out right as I had finished pumping up the crowd. This wasn't just luck. It was years of passion. It was authentic connection. It was, as I mentioned in an earlier episode, having my head up and my eyes open, being present, and more importantly, being willing to grab the microphone. Moments like that don't matter if you're not ready to meet them and take them head on. Similar to marketing, campaigns often fail when teams aren't ready. Messages often fall flat when they don't match the moment, they don't match the energy that's necessary. And trust is built long before the spotlight. A key takeaway for this is why authenticity always wins. You can't fake passion. That day, I couldn't fake it. Everybody in that arena knew that I was a super fan. The people that have watched that episode on YouTube, that concert on YouTube, saw that I clearly was a fan. I couldn't manufacture the timing. If I had gotten to my seat just 30 seconds later, he would have handed the mic to somebody else. You can't take a shortcut. So when the moment arrives, people don't want perfect. They want real. That's true also for brands, for leaders, for schools, for nonprofits, and for communities. They want real, and they want genuine. As we wrap up these first 4 episodes, let's think back to some of the things we talked about. We talked about direction, that guiding light, that fire that represented a point for us to follow and always go back towards. We talked about precision, the doink, the miss, and the make, and what it takes to be on point with your messaging and your marketing efforts. We talked about awareness, having your head up, your eyes open, being clear focused so that you don't miss those opportunities that could be staring at you right in the face. And we talked just now about readiness. On point isn't about volume. It's about alignment. It's about timing, and it's about the courage to step forward. Sometimes the dream doesn't change. You just grow into the moment. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening to On Point by Target River. If you're ready to grow your organization with real strategy that generates meaningful results, visit targetriver.com and connect with our team today. Stay focused, stay winning, and stay on point. We'll see you next time.